what's up? Today is a beautiful day once again. We are here with our friend Rosalind. She writes for Ebony magazine, and she came to Ghana for the first time, is that right?
To Africa.
To Africa the first time.
For the first time.
Whoa.
I'm here with a group of people because we're going to be announcing and giving information for the return for 2019, which is all the people, the black people in the diaspora, to return back home to Ghana in 2019. So we're here to kind of provide people with what you can do, what's going on in Ghana, all the history, and we've been kind of just knee-deep in Ghana culture, and it has been really, really just once-in-a-lifetime experience.
We're so glad to have had a chance to come meet you guys.
Well, I was at the African American Association meeting, we're sitting, and I'm like, oh, it's Native Borne, and I'm looking, and people were talking, and I'm all excited because I had watched all of your videos before coming here to try and get research about what it's like to live in Ghana. So I felt like, oh my, I don't know, it never occurred to me that I would actually see you. I think in my mind it's like, well, he's living a whole other life somewhere, and it just never occurred to me. So I was so excited to see you.
How did you find the channel?
I was just on YouTube, and I think I did something like contemporary life in Ghana, how to, because you do a lot of videos about how to rent, it was something like that. And Native Borne came up. I think, I don't even remember what first video I went in, because then I just started to do a whole
dived in.
Yeah, because it's like, oh look, and they got all these kids. How they do? Wait a minute, how are they doing this? So I just was watching videos after videos, trying to understand how it was you were living here and the experience. And through watching, I saw the castle. I got to learn about the white parties.
Yes.
I mean, it's like it prepared me in so many ways.
Oh, wow.
It really did.
What was one of the main things during your trip here that stood out the most?
Oh my gosh, everything stands out because this is such an important country in terms of African and African American history. So it's just everywhere you step. But if I had to pick, and there's so much, one of the first things was we got to go to a Grand Durbar, which is when you have a procession of chiefs from all around the country. And this was a historic one because the two chiefs had not spoken or communicated in 200 years. So this was like a historic occasion where chiefs were coming from everywhere. And in the US you always hear we are kings and queens. Well, we saw that. I mean, they all had their courts, they had the chairs to sit on, they had everything that you would imagine royalty to have. And to see that in person, it was mind-blowing. And the president was there, but it's like, yeah, okay, the president. These chiefs with, people carrying it was just unbelievable. That was a major highlight. The second was visiting Cape Coast Dungeon, which I have been trying to prepare myself for. I know the history, you can't prepare yourself. There was nothing that I heard that I didn't know, but to be in it, I just cried the whole time.
Wow.
And it was historic because we specifically went through the door of no return because we were making a point of we are returning. So on the other side it says door of return.
Wow.
So we went through and then we went back in to make that point. And then afterwards I had African Ancestry reveal my DNA.
What? That is awesome.
That was, of course,
at the dungeon.
At the dungeon.
Whoa.
So that put a whole other spin on it. And Gina, who's one of the founders, she started tearing up because she's like, when I saw the results, I was just so surprised. Not because she thought I was anything, but she's like, your DNA is traced to the Mandinka people from Senegal, and those were the griots. Those were the people who collected the history and preserved it and told people, and that's what I do as a writer and a journalist. So it was just like all of these kinds of moments.
What's significant about this time and about the whole 2019 return?
It is about the year of return. I'm not sure if you know, Ebony also has a new owner, and it's just a whole new focus. And yeah, our CEO and chairman was with us.
Wow.
So it's definitely a partnership going on because this is an important historic event.
Yes, yes.
So we came down to record that, and also at the African American Association, they have a plaque for John Johnson and Eunice Johnson because those are ancestors.
Right,
who were
right.
very significant. So they had a ceremony for that. So yeah, it's really significant. It's the history.
Like, what are some of your plans? Are you planning to come back to Ghana?
Yeah, we definitely plan. As a matter of fact, I might be coming back for the year of return next year. We
Awesome.
haven't put plans into place, but definitely come back and also explore the rest of the continent.
Yes.
This is like
Right.
the opening,
Yes.
but there's so much to discover in Africa because it's such a diverse and huge continent. You know, it's not just one or two countries.
Exactly.
Everything to see. And now that I've had that experience, because I was very particular about where I had my first experience, now that I have that experience, I feel like, okay, now I can go and just kind of spread my wings and see what else is happening. Oh, what is that?
Pina colada.
I want
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
you don't talk.
I had to eat the
All this love at the table.
black love. Oh man.
Well, I think we were talking about, because I of course saw your white party video and knew to pack white because of that.
Right.
Because, you know, I didn't want to be caught out with no white.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
you know, Accra has a serious nightlife and things happening and live music, and it's really dynamic. You know, I don't know that people necessarily think that when they think of Ghana or Africa in general. But it's just stuff popping all the time, and
Yep.
restaurants. Oh, the food, the traditional dishes, and I'm eating my I do my fufu and my fish stew.
You serious already?
Oh, yeah.
No, because some people don't jump into the local dishes right away because they're kind of afraid.
No. This is how you experience a culture. You
Yeah,
can't come here
exactly.
eating burgers and stuff.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
Ghana. You have to have. Oh no. That was never an issue because we eat African food at home.
Got you.
So, but we hadn't had really authentic Ghanaian food. So yeah, we had the banku. We had I love the palava sauce. That's what I discovered. That
yeah.
palava sauce, which is cocoa yam leaves stewed. Oh my gosh. So we're eating that all the time. And so last night we were at this beautiful restaurant called Gold Coast. And they have like literally a dictionary of dishes. And so I had kelewele, which is also one of my favorites. The kelewele, which is the spicy plantains. And then I had pizza. Because I'm like, it's my last night in Ghana. Let me just see if it was excellent. And I'm from Chicago, okay? And we do pizza. It was really, really good.
You gotta check that out then.
Yeah, we got to check
Let me tell you, apparently this is a place that a lot of people don't know about it, but it's a big place. They do live music. They do karaoke. And people were just hanging out, having a good time on a Thursday night. And the food was really, really
That's the
really
Gold
good.
Coast?
The Gold Coast restaurant.
Okay.
And they've got all of these historic black and white pictures of Ghana when it was the Gold Coast. It's really beautiful. Yeah, I was so. But every place we've gone, all of these restaurants are hot. And the food is great, and the decor, music. I mean, everything that you can get in a big city in the U.S., you can get here.
Yes, for sure.
It was really, really great. The restaurants, like we went to 805 Restaurant as well, which is also in the same area. And the prices were really pretty reasonable. So I'm I don't know how it goes. I know the housing is expensive, but the restaurants that we've gone to have been really nice and not that expensive. And the markets. You gotta go to the markets. You go to Africa, you have to go to the markets. You gotta haggle. That is such great. I mean, it wears on you after a while, but it's so much fun.
Right.
And right now there is, partly because of Black Panther, there is a renewed interest in African culture and style.
Yes.
And all the dashiki prints, it's like, no. You can get authentic African cloth and all of the clothes made in contemporary styles. So you go through the market and you haggle and you bargain, and it's just such a really memorable experience.
And who is this person that you brought with you right here? Let's get him on camera.
Husband, Andre.
I won't post it, but
Wait, Andre.
Is that okay to post? Okay.
But wait a minute, Andre, who people come up to all the time speaking the dialect, because he is like, he gets it back home, and I told him, look, you gonna get it. He's like, no, not in Ghana. He's a local. He has that look, and he gets it certain times where people are like, hey, and Andre's like, what?
To me, that's just another way of helping us or making us feel welcome here.
Yeah.
Because it's not about, hey, what are you doing here? Get out of here. No, it's like, hey, come see what I'm doing, and they ask me in the language. I'm like, okay.
They think you're a local.
How long have y'all been married?
So, our wedding rings actually have Adinkra symbols. Show yours, because yours are big. And we've been married for 15 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it was special to go to the Adinkra cloth market and find our
Can we get a zoom in on the
symbol.
rings together?
Yeah, put it together right here.
Yeah. Aww.
Yay.
That's how long we've been married.
Right? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Look how there's all this
Twinsies.
all this energy here, man. All this meant to be stuff.
I know, that's crazy. Yeah, wow. You're not camera shy. I shut down.
You've been going too long. You gotta get used to this stuff. This is your job. That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is our first anniversary, because we had 2 ceremonies, was July 26th. So I'm like, this is part of our celebration being here in Ghana, because this is like one of our dreams to be in Africa. So
And both
this
of
is
y'all
part
got
of
your
it.
results done? Yeah.
So, Mr. Africa, as soon as African Ancestry was created, when it opened, Andre was on it, both lines. So, yeah, he did it early.
I did it earlier. So
I was kind of funny about the DNA.
did both lines. So I am Fulani on my mom's side and Kru on my dad's side.
Nigeria and Liberia.
That's
You're in
what's
Liberia.
up. How did it feel when you found out?
Oh, I was excited.
So y'all gotta visit those places now. You're
Yeah,
gonna
and
go to
that's what it is.
Senegal.
Oh, there was no question about that we would eventually. But, just having that knowledge. And then, I was explaining that I went to the bead market yesterday, and I have a lot of African trading beads, because they were used as currency. And I'm really particular about them, because some were made in Europe and some were glass. So I wanted, a vintage, authentic pair. And so they took me to the part of the market that has all the old antique beads. And I went right to these yellow chevron beads, and the seller was like, oh, those are from Mali and Senegal. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, of course. I'm in this market full of beads, and I pick up the ones from Senegal. So yeah, the ancestors are around in so many ways.
One thing I wanted to mention, you mentioned about the ancestors, that people have to understand back home is that I don't think you even realize what's missing. You just have this empty, you have this hole, this gap, and you don't know what it is. And then when you come back, when you when you come to a place like Ghana, where they make you feel welcome, yeah, exactly. It's just then you find out what it is that you're missing, what you've been missing all this time. It's a place where you feel like your family's not just living in your house. Your family's everybody you meet on the street. Those are the people who know you through blood, some kind of way. your ancestors, you speak through you, the spirit that speaks to you. This is what is calling so many people, and they just don't understand it yet.
It's true.
Don't worry about, I'm afraid this is gonna happen. I'm afraid that don't look at the old 1932 movies of Africa. I mean, come here, find out, feel what it means to be in a place where you are from, where your family is from, where you can find your spot. There's so much opportunity here to not only discover yourself spiritual-wise, but just you can find yourself for your path of what you've been doing. That's my plan. I have a 3-year plan that I really That's my 3-year plan.
Cool.
And I saw your Instagram, and you definitely seem well traveled from Ghana. If you were to go to another place international, where would that be?
Oh, so I can answer that quickly because I also look at when they have those sales, and Zanzibar has been on my bucket list, and I have seen some really cheap fares. I would love to go to Zanzibar. I have heard great things about Morocco. And of course, I am going to Dakar in Senegal. That's just like a given. I'm going. But I would love to go to Morocco and do the souks and that whole culture there. North Africa is a little bit different, so I'd love to experience it too. Yeah.